RPGs today are bigger and flashier, but are they actually better? I think we kind of lost something that makes these worlds feel truly alive. So let's rewind and look at 5 mechanics that might be the key to making RPGs feel magical again. Let's first start with a mechanic that blew my mind when I first saw it. Play as anyone. Now, I'm not talking about just creating a custom character. I mean physically playing anyone you meet in the game. Watch Dogs Legion nailed this. You could recruit a DJ, an older retired boxer, or even an old sweet grandma with a not so sweet taser. It was a fantastic concept. Now, they definitely couldn't improve it because they didn't really expand on their backgrounds. Imagine if in a future game you recruited someone only to find out they're related to the enemy, and that connection changes everything about the story. That's the kind of depth I would love to see in some RPGs because it would really change every playthrough. And speaking with connections that can change everything, let's talk about a mechanic that made every low enemy a potential boss. The mechanic I'm talking about is the Nemesis System from Shadow War. Now, before I go too much into it, I know it's actually copyrighted, but man, this is a cool feature that I wish other games would adopt. Seeing a random enemy go from a lowly grunt to a full castle lord, or even just watching the enemy that you burned to death come back all scarred and full of vengeance is amazing. I know that the canceled Wonder Woman game had plans to use this system, but I'm still hoping someone else finds some way to implement this in the next game. But what if consequences wasn't just for your enemies? What if it was for you as well? You know what mechanic I really love? Quirks and mutations, when you're supposedly get a buff, but also a negative at the same time. Games like Wasteland and Outer Worlds did this so well. You had to ask yourself, is this perk worth the downside? This mechanic made for unique playstyles, and I love to see more games embrace it. Could you even imagine if Mass Effect had a perk where you've been shot so much you had more health than another character, but because of all those scars, it made it hard for people to actually like you and trust you? That's just one example of how I want to see this in other games. And speaking with living with the consequences, let's talk about a mechanic that made death itself meaningful. If you're like me, you die a lot in video games. I would love to see a mechanic where instead of you responding as the same character, your skills will get passed on to someone else, or even you just play a new person altogether. Games like XCOM and Romance and Saga did this so well. It made every death meaningful. I mean, imagine starting off as a bruiser, but then when you die, you come back as a tech-savvy strategist who has to find a new way to survive. That kind of randomness will make a playthrough feel fresh. Finally, let's slow things down and talk about a mechanic that's all about humble beginnings. Now, this mechanic isn't forgotten, but I wish more games would use this approach, the nobody experience. You start off as an absolute nobody, no training, no fame, and you have to figure out how to survive. Kingdom Come Deliverance nailed this approach, but imagine more games giving you the option to just be a regular person. One of my dreams with this is opening up my little shop, just selling potions and gear to other players. If I want to be a hero, yeah, let me be a hero. But if I want to open my own medieval Walgreens in the game, let me do that as well. Now, those are the 5 mechanics I would love to see in future games. What about you? Are there any forgotten mechanics that you're still hoping to see? Let me know in the comments, and if you like content like this, hit subscribe for more.